Okay everybody, today we're going to be doing our test flight of the F11F Tiger. I believe it's called the Tiger. It's a 50mm EDF jet, and we've got aileron control and stabilator control. We have an option too, if this all goes well and we get this published, to have elevon control only if you don't want to worry about the wing servos. And your battery hatch kind of looks like this. Got a little bit of a mess in there with all our wiring. Battery is a 1500 4S high C, so this fan can put out a lot of juice. It is all the way as far back as it can go. The issue that we're having with this one is getting center of gravity, so you'll probably need a battery about that size, no bigger. And then we glued a couple quarters on the tail here, and that fixed that. Fixed landing gear, TPU tires, PATG rims, and your elevon control will look like this one mirrored on this side where the horn is that way. But since we're doing a stabilator and then rolling with the ailerons, we have these rigged like this so they move in the same direction. But if you wanted to do elevons, you'd simply flip this around that way, and then they would move opposite of each other. And these are our ailerons, of course. 3.7 gram servos, 8 grams or 9 gram size will work just fine. That's why there's a little room in there if you want to fit a larger servo in. Got really strong landing gear mounts, so that should be the last thing that fails. And then we're planning on designing some mountable weapon pylons here. If you want to put on some missiles or bombs, we'll design those as well. Motor hatch is removable. You could squeeze it out between these two wires here. And then the rigging on the elevons is done through here, and you'll see on the build guide that we post, we have a video actually that we took of this. The rigging is kind of like a little washer type that goes through the shaft here. But anyways, that's enough of that. Put some little scale details on here. Got some guns, a little pod here for something, and little strakes. We want to fit those on there. And the canopy turned out really well. We're pretty happy with that. So we'll just get it out there and see how it does. We have a gyro in here, but it's disabled. I'm using it as a backup receiver. So we're gonna maiden our planes always without the gyro, just so you can get a good idea with how they fly without any assistance, because a lot of planes that fly poorly will fly with the gyro. We try to just do everything without it. So we'll do a little taxi test here. It'll be a quick flight if it does fly. Seems to taxi somewhat straight. We'll adjust it a little bit. A little to the left maybe. Yeah, there we go, that's good. All right, we'll get it centered here and we'll just go for it and get it nice and fast. And since it's a swept wing, we don't want to stall it. And I'm gonna go full throws on my servo throws just to have extra, and I'll just be easy on the controls. All right, it flies. A little bit of a crosswind there is what you saw, but it does fly. This thing has a very wide turning radius. Probably a little tail or nose heavy actually, which would make sense because even with those quarters, I was still seeing it to be a little bit tail heavy there. Nose heavy, I mean. Well, this thing gets going fast away from you. I'm gonna do one loop here and then we're gonna do some landing so we have enough battery, because it's probably gonna take a few tries to land. But it gets pretty hot there. I like that. Okay. Let's bring it in. Let's do some approaches. Also kind of hard to see. I'm gonna try to get it down here. Just gonna keep it fast, keep some thrust in these turns, keep that nose down so we don't stall it. Get a little idea for how this glides. Probably a bit of a steep approach. Oh, that was an overcorrection there. All right, that works. This runway could use a repaving or a redo on the textile mat, but I think it held up on that. That wasn't actually that bad. Well, there it is. That's pretty awesome. See the undercarriage if it held up on that, because it was a good little rough landing. Yeah, looks like it's good. Cool. So CG mark here, probably right on it will get you good. Right now, if we balance it and we check, we're a little forward, which is why it was a little bit of nose sinking whenever we were maintaining altitude. But we'll get a little more work done on this, get some kinks worked out of the design, and then we'll have this posted with some weapons pods and a full build guide and build video.